All right, well, good evening to everybody. I hope you all had a fantastic Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Ours was super busy, but busy with lots of cool stuff like family stuff and games and birthday parties, multiple birthday parties, and lots of other awesome things going on. So I'm hoping that your Thanksgiving weekend was filled with family and all of that yummy stuff as well. Um, I did want to just go ahead and mention that I noticed that quite a few of you actually took advantage of the massive follow-up effort that we recommended that you do during the holiday break. And so many of you got really great results and got appointments in the book, got sales in the works as well. And it not only some of you got sales during the week, but you also got you followed up with stuff that you may have been leaving on the table because we all tend to fall into this holiday mode. And when you did that, now you have appointments on the book. And I'll tell you what, the results in the last 2 weeks are higher than the previous 2 weeks. And that's with a quote unquote short weekend, right? The Thanksgiving weekend, most people work Monday, Tuesday, and maybe half a day on Wednesday, and yet the results are higher in these past 2 weeks. And that's definitely the result of people that chose to follow up and do some proactive things during those last couple of days before the holiday break. So keep that in mind as you approach the rest of this year, because the rest of this year is going to be filled with holiday parties and celebrations and New Year celebrations and all kinds of great things that will present awesome opportunities for you to create new business and new contacts and new prospects. All right, so keep all of that in mind. And here's what we're going to do. So we're going to go through the 12th lesson of the 12-week action plan series. Now remember, part of what we're doing during this whole educational series is to teach you guys how to be good mentors just as much as it's to teach sales techniques and recruiting techniques with MA Web Centers. We also want you to be able to take these lessons and, and really just the habits and the consistency of meeting on a weekly basis, and trying new approaches every week that all funnel into your daily activities and actually duplicate that with your organization. And so, we've been pressing play every week, and we press play based on the 12-week action plan that's available for you to review at any time and use with your team at any time by simply going to mawc411.com and clicking on Learn Online. So lots of great opportunities there. And this week, we're going to watch the 12th and final lesson of that 12-week series. And then week 13 and 14 of our contest, we have special training in store for those weeks and extra case studies as well. So just to give you a little bit of a heads up of what's to come and what to expect. All right, as always, these sessions are being recorded and made available the following day on webvolumecontest.com by clicking on webinars. And you can review any of those and also download a more detailed presentation that goes through the lesson of the week. So not what you're seeing right now, but what you're going to see when we click play. Take a look at the results. We've been doing 2 weeks at a time, weeks 10 and 11. There were over 1,100 contacts made. And again, here's the deal, guys. In weeks 8 and 9, there were only 1040. And weeks 10 and 11, had less work days than weeks 8 and 9. So this is a really great sign. There's a lot of great progress, a lot of great follow-up that is happening right now. And, for the folks that have been consistent, these last couple of weeks are really all about closing the deal and following up and making sure the dots are connected and, extra phone calls that need to happen with sales support or with you happen. And that's really got to be your focus for the next couple of weeks. Or who have you, met with, or who have you talked to that didn't close and why? And then once you identify why it didn't close, and you realize what the next step that they need or the next question that they need answered is, figure out how you're going to get them that answer, whether it is connecting them with sales support or sending them a design sample or testimonials or information from mawebcenters.com. Whatever that is, if you can be more efficient with connecting the dots for your prospects in the next couple of weeks, you'll have the potential to do some really great stuff in your business, because a lot of people, like I said, will try to get their spending up in this last month prior to the end of the fiscal year. So keep that in mind. Lots of great things happened in weeks 10 and 11. 128 website appointments were set. That's 30 more than the previous 2 weeks. More plans were shown, 70 more plans, more overviews, more completed website appointments, more everything, more website sales. 12 sold at 25 grand, and average, the retail profit there was 18,775, which is awesome, guys. That's way more than the average retail profit. More design packages, internet marketing packages were sold. Lots of great things are happening. And so what I'm challenging you to do is to keep in mind all of the appointments that I've had that have not closed and find out the next steps. What are their next steps? What can you do to help? And if you don't know what to do to help, ask in our Facebook group or ask on the webinar tonight. And just say, this is the situation, this is what they're looking for, this is their objection, this is their misunderstanding, whatever it is, and ask for help, because the team is here to, pool our knowledge and our experience together to help you close these deals. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and press play on our week 12. Now keep in mind that we are going to have 2 more sessions after the 12-week action plan video series is over. So like I said, we will do some additional training, but I wanted to take you through this one specifically so that you can learn what this resource is all about, the actual content in it, use the content for yourself, and then learn how you can duplicate it. Welcome to week 12 of the MA Webcenter's 12-week action plan. This week we'll be discussing how to develop excellent customer manager skills so that you can create loyal customer relationships. So we'll be talking about creating customer manager skills in a couple of different ways. First, we'll discuss supporting your clients. How can you support your clients during the design process, the customer care, sharing resources with your clients, just being helpful with your clients in a way that doesn't impede the progress with our teams of professionals. We're also going to be discussing how to make contact for value, right? Meaning when you contact your existing client base, you don't always have to have it in the back of your mind that you're going to build share of customer or try to sell them something else. Sometimes we just want to say thank you. Sometimes we just want to engage our clients more with MA Webcenter so that they can see the value of the entire package that they bought and not think of us as just a website hosting provider, which we are not. How can you just check in an organized way, in an ongoing way, being consistent throughout the year, so that you can create some more value and more rapport with your clients? So the first thing to keep in mind is it's important, as always, to show gratitude. When you sell a website, don't forget your pleases and your thank yous, right? It's the same thing as the rule of life. Say please, say thank you, right? When you make a website sale, how do you say thank you, right? Do you sometimes write out a handwritten note or send a card? I find that to be incredibly effective, mostly because people just don't do it anymore. Of course, you can send an email or you can send a welcome call, but I find that sending a handwritten card or an email via snail mail can be very, very effective and more meaningful than just an email or phone call. It could also be helpful to just send them a little something, a little thank you gift, right? Our average website retail profit is about $1,000. Can you take a $25 portion of that profit or a $50 portion of that profit and share a shop.com gift card with your prospect or your new client as well? That actually can serve as a beneficial thing for you in a couple of different ways, right? First of all, you're giving them something to say thank you. And secondly, you're now introducing them to shop.com and giving them an opportunity to save and earn money on everything they buy, and become a preferred customer of yours on shop.com. Whatever you're comfortable with, just make sure that your client feels your gratitude and that you actually remember to say thank you. One of the things that you can also send, this is a great resource to send to all new clients or to make them aware of anyway, is our welcome guide. When your client logs into their administration, they can actually download a customized version of this welcome guide. It actually automatically fills in with their site name, username, and password, and any of the other information based on what was input into the sale when it was made. And this welcome guide does a number of things. It has a nice opening page, which actually I just split into two so you could see it a little bit better, with table of contents. In this welcome guide, there's a little bit there are actual quick links or references to different areas of the guide, including about our technical support and upgrades, about our email, e-commerce, editing, visibility and metrics, text specifications and security, blogs, appointment and reservation forms, photo galleries, videos, social networking widgets, and more. So it lets them know in a quick way what they can expect to find in this welcome guide. When I have our clients look at this, though, I mostly want them to know how to contact us if they need help, because we want to remind them that we are not like all of the other out of the box solutions that don't come with any kind of support. I want them to know that while we do have help guides, while we do have some videos and webinars that they can engage with, that doesn't mean that they have to rely on those first. Our technical support is available to help them at any time with any part of the website or the marketing tools that come with the program, and they can be reached via phone, email, or live chat support. So I like to spend some time and just introduce them to technical support so that they can get the support that they need. I also let them know their username and password, because that tends to be something that they forget about. So I let them know it's right there, it's filled in, and if they have any other social media sites that they have set up, because maybe this is their first experience with marketing their website or themselves on social media, I have them not only write down their username, but I also have them write down how to access that. Sometimes if this is new for somebody, then they actually mix up their username or the place to access certain things. I can't tell you how many times we've had a client call me up and say they can't access their email because they were actually putting in their website admin login information. So it's just a nice simple place where they can keep this information as a quick reference, so they don't have to try and remember everything or dig for usernames and passwords. We also, when we say thank you to our clients in our cards, we also let them know about our referral program, and we also let them know that we consider them very important, or VIP. So we thank them for their business. We remind them for their options for updating their website. We like to clarify that. So we always edify the fact that customer care is there to help them with maintaining their website or their marketing tools. We also reiterate that the design center is there, the project manager is there to help them move their process along. But we let them know if they have any challenges, they can feel free to give us a call, because we let them know that that's our role, just like the business owner of a restaurant. If they had any challenges with the food, they would start off by trying to talk to their waitress and the chef, but if they needed additional support, then they might call a manager over, or supervisor, or even a business owner. That's how you need to think of yourself. Let your clients know that there are people in place to help them with their projects, but if they feel like they need some additional support, they can always reach out to me. And that's where I come in. And I would always, at that point, connect them with the right people, whether it's somebody at customer care or whether it's somebody at, the design center. I would make that connection. I let them know that I can help them out in any way. And finally, I also let them know that we have a referral program. I personally run a referral program where if anybody refers a new website to us, we will give them a $100 referral fee. So you can create your own referral program if you'd like, and we've done an entire session on that. You can go back and review it for more ideas. Now, it's important, just like everything, to stay organized. There's a couple of different ways that you can do this. We recommend that you actually take advantage of the CRM, or Customer Relationship Management program, that comes with your web center. As a web center owner, you have a database that you can keep profiles on all of your customers and all of your prospects. So when you create a contact, like for example this one, what comes up is contact information, their phone number, their email address, and other system information. But what's at the very bottom here are notes. You can actually create a new note by clicking on this and keeping notes of the progress or any correspondence that you've actually had with that client. So it can serve as a really great way to keep
to keep in touch and keep organized with what you're doing with your clients. With these profile sheets, you can actually choose to print out the profile sheets if you like to have a physical log of all of your clients and keep handwritten notes, or you can just keep electronic notes. You can access this anywhere you can get online, whatever works for you. The other thing to keep in mind is that this contact list actually feeds the email campaign system that also comes with your web center. And the email campaign system is another great way to stay in touch with your client base and also with your prospects. So if you choose to leverage the CRM and populate your database and your contacts, it can actually serve as an additional way to support you as well, because now you can stay in contact via the email campaign system. So when you follow up, again, make contact for value, not solicitation. With a new client, call and just make sure that they're using support. I call and I say, hey, are you using the product, right? Are you mixing the right amount of water with the right amount of powder? The web center equivalent to that is, are you using tech support? Are you using the whole product, or did you just build your website and let it be hosted? Make sure you're using the whole product and you're taking advantage of all the incredible things that you have at your fingertips to market yourself. How is it going? Have you gotten any feedback? Again, your goal when you make that contact, though, is to be a facilitator. You are not the web designer. You are not the technician. You don't have to implement anything that you find out here. Your job is to connect them with the appropriate people in the appropriate departments. With your existing client base, whether they're new or an existing established client, just check in every once in a while. Let them know about new free enhancements or new services that have become available. Again, just like before, your goal is to be the facilitator. If they want some more information and they are interested in what you say, connect them with the right people. So if they need design support, connect them with the design center. If they want more information about the new product, then share a product page. If they want help setting up email campaigns, connect them with tech support. If they need help setting with their e-commerce solution, again, connect them with tech support. Your job is to connect. Use the content from our blog, by the way, if you want to share other helpful content as well. Our blog has helpful blogs that your clients might be interested in, as well as references to different webinars that we've hosted that might be good content to share with your clients as well. Now, sometimes there will be challenges, right? And when challenges arise and people do call you with a challenge, you should be very clear on your role and know how to help, right? You are the web center owner and you have entire teams that are dedicated to supporting you. You have teams dedicated to supporting you with sales, design, technical support, and billing. So at any point of the process, your role is to connect people with the right people. So I'm always very clear on what my role is, so that when people do contact me, if they are having a challenge, they know how I'm going to support them. They know I will support them, but they also know that I'm not going to be the person setting up their email for them or physically correcting their billing issue for them. So when you call my cell phone, it says you've reached me, and if you're a website client, the number to call for technical support is 866-WEB-HELP. On my autoresponders, it says thank you for your email. If you're a website client and you need immediate support, the number to call is 866-WEB-HELP. In my personal responses to questions, when people call me up and ask me for help setting up their email, my response is, let's call tech support together, because I want to teach my clients how to use the resources that they have. First of all, that's what they're paying for. They want that professional level of support. And second of all, my queue or my availability is substantially less than what the availability is of tech support. They have tons of employees that are available to help. I'm just one person. And they've got tons of people that have specialties in all kinds of areas. I'm just one person. So we want to teach our people how to use the support properly. Sometimes clients will have issues. So what I like to do is identify what the challenge is. Who can you connect or contact to connect them to the right person? What department? What person? What could you do or what should you not do? Well, when one of my clients has an issue, I always like to empathize, but I never, ever, ever draw conclusions. Most of the time, the client is actually requesting something and just misunderstands part of the process or never sent something. And if I get all worked up and assume that our team dropped the ball, it doesn't work in anybody's favor. First of all, it just reiterates and reinforces negative feelings that your client is having and makes them question whether or not they should stay a client. And second of all, it is not a solution-oriented way to react, right? Your job is to let them know that they've been heard and that you will look into this and you will have somebody assist them right away. That's it. It's not something to get worked up about. Again, we always actually research any area where it's been escalated and people need help, there's a challenge. We listen to every phone call, we read every email, we check out every piece of correspondence, and we identify where the disconnect is and we fix it. And so we want you to know that we are solution oriented, and we will support you in any way. So just make sure that rather than contributing to negative feelings, that we try and turn this into a positive and try to help the client get what they want, what they need, even if that means rephrasing what they want or what they need, or getting on the phone instead of connecting via email. There's all kinds of solutions that we have. So just make sure that you are a positive part of that process. Now, again, I mentioned that you have the availability to send email campaigns to your existing clients and your prospects. If you're using the CRM and you're populating the contact list, you can do that. You have beautiful designs and layouts, and you also have the ability to create custom designs just like your website clients do. So a really quick tutorial of this is to access this, you're going to log into your Web Center, click on Customer Manager, and then scroll down to Email Templates. From there, you're going to give your email template a name, a subject name, a sender name, which is what you want the sender to appear. So if you wanted to say your name, write your name. If you wanted to say your business name, then write your business name, and the sender email. So when people respond to that email, where do you want those responses to go? At the very bottom, you can go ahead and add your content and text and images. So you can see the formatting palette here. It's a lot like Microsoft Word. It's a lot like our editor. It's very simple to use. So you can go ahead and write your message in that email campaign very easily right there. So now that you've created that, you're going to create the actual campaign. What you've just created was the email template. So to do that, you're going to click on Customer Manager, then down to Campaigns. Create New Campaign, give it a name, a type, is it an email newsletter, a delivery date and time, and which template would you like to use. So that means you would choose this one, right? If you just created this one and this is the one you would send, then when you come here, it's going to appear right here in the drop-down, and then when you're done, you click Save. From there, you're going to just tell it where do you want it to go, and you're going to select from your contacts. You can easily populate your contacts by importing from other systems like Outlook, etc. So make sure you have that done in advance, or that because what's going to show up here is all the contacts that exist in your CRM. You're going to add it to your campaign, and you're done. Your email will be sent out to selected contacts using the content from your email template at the delivery date and time that you selected. Keep in mind, you can send up to 500 emails per campaign and only one campaign per an hour. You can get great content ideas by visiting our blog, mawebcenters.com/blog, or you can use this as a way to stay in touch with your clients on a personal level. All right, so this week's weekly exercises is challenging you to, number one, say thank you. Make sure that you are picking up the phone or developing a system for thanking your new customers. Number two, to make contact for value. So organize your client list, your portfolio. Who are your clients, and have you created a system for making contact just to let them know about new things that are happening? Are you going to use the CRM? If so, set it up. Are you going to create an email template that you're going to send on a regular basis? Great, set it up. Use this thing to actually implement some of the suggestions and ideas that were shared, and now you're off to using your Web Center in a whole new way. All right, guys, thank you so much, and I hope that this has been helpful for you.
Okay, very good. So we're going to go ahead and switch gears. Just give me one little second. Oops, did not mean to do that. Hold on. Okay, back to switching gears. Okay, so tonight's case study is going to be presented by a Web Center owner named John Mangione. He is also commonly known as Johnny Sachs. He's a very talented musician and teacher as well as entrepreneur. And one of the reasons that I asked Johnny to be a coach on the Web Volume Contest is because he, I think, is in the same place that a lot of you are in. You know, 2 contests ago, we had a Web Center special at a major event, And Johnny saw the special, saw the Web Center presentation, and decided that this was for him. He was going to run with it. And in addition to building his own franchise very successfully, which he also does, he decided he was going to focus in web centers. And not only did he get his web center at the major event and get started right away, but he immediately, by the next event, was so successful that he was even in our top 3 performers, or top 5, definitely our top 5, um, for the next 2 contests in a row. And to be honest with everybody, had he read like one of the rules about acquiring points for ticket sales, he would have been in the top 3 and earned, a prize. But he was definitely in our top 5. And to me, that's a huge testament for, his ability to just get out there and make it happen and trial run and not waste time trying to just learn everything and absorb everything, but rather just do things and learn as you go and have a successful result and experience as a result of that decision. And so this is Johnny's 3rd contest. So he's been a Web Center owner for less than a year and a half, but it's been incredibly successful and it has had a ton of sales. And, I think that his success is incredibly relevant for a multitude of reasons. First of all, because he's selling now. He's out there making it happen right now. So he knows the kinds of objections that people are getting. He also has a really great way of populating his names list. I mean, he does a lot of his business with people that he does business with. And also, like I said, he doesn't have a portfolio of 50 to 100 or more website clients to his name, yet he still got out there and was able to build a solid rapport by edifying our teams of professionals. And I think that that's really, really valuable for the average Web Center owner that's getting started. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and unmute Mr. John Mangione here, and he's going to walk us through his case study, which is Wise Eyes. Cool, cool business. Hey, Johnny, how are you? All right, Johnny, you are unmuted. Do you want to go ahead and try and say something? All right, we'll give this a second. Johnny, you may have your sound turned down. So let me go ahead and just give you a second here. All right, hold on one second. Let me see if we can troubleshoot here a little bit. Okay. One more second, guys. I apologize. All right, he sent a question in, so just give me a second. Okay, Johnny, can you say something so I can test if I can hear you? I hear static, which is great. That means you're connecting. Hold on one second. Guys, thank you so much for your patience. Definitely want to hear from Johnny tonight. So we're just going to go ahead and give him one more second here. We're going to ask Johnny to call in right now, just so that we can actually hear. One more. All right. Well, I guess what we'll do, because I have all of these written out, what we'll do is we'll get started, because the cool part about this whole experience is that our coaches all sent in their case studies in written form. And so what we can do is we can read his responses for now, and then we'll give Johnny a chance to try and connect over the phone or something like that. And I'll just keep checking on his status, and I'll just go ahead and read his remarks to us around this case. So that's, I guess, what we're going to have to do for tonight because, we just have to roll with the punches. And if we're having technical difficulties, we are. So it's no big deal. Johnny, if you can try to call in, that will help. That will help in a big way. I think Russell just texted me right now that he is dialing in, which should be helpful. So I should be able to go ahead and send an audio pin that way, and we'll be able to get him going. Let's see, Johnny. Just give us one more second. Here we go. Okay, good. Unmute Johnny. Johnny, now can we hear you now?
How's that?
That's much better. Yay, that's great. Now I don't have to go pull up the Word document. Way cooler to hear from you.
Hi, everybody. Sorry for the little delay, but a little teamwork with Russell Polo and Sarah, and Johnny Sachs is on the line. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so happy. And what would we do without Russell Polo, right? Oh man. All right, well, I'm glad that you're here. So what we're showing on the screen right now is the case study of Wise Eyes, which is, it looks like an eyeglass or eye health facility. So this is a really great design. You can see it's responsive. I cut it in half so people could see a little bit more clearly, but they have a really cool logo up here with the two eyeglasses and the E's. That's really cool. Lots of options. Phone numbers very visible. Clearly it's designed responsively, which is great for their business. They've got some testimonials and directions and all kinds of great stuff. And so I'm going to go ahead and ask you a bunch of questions, and you can just feel free to talk freely. All right, so prospecting,
Okay.
tell us a little bit about how you met the owner of Wise Eyes and what your approach was when you first contacted them.
It was a referral from somebody else that I know, because I have been speaking to everybody in my world and mentioned that I was very excited about being able to offer internet marketing for small and medium-sized businesses, and somebody said they knew somebody who was looking, and he gave me their phone number. I contacted Jeff, is one of the principals and the owners of the company.
Awesome. So that's really cool. So before I move on from there, you've been out letting people know about what you're doing, and that's why they thought to give you a referral. So the referral came from someone that you just let them know versus someone that you've done a website for before.
Correct.
Okay.
I don't have, as you mentioned earlier, I don't have a base of website owners, so I've just let it out to everybody that I talk to that my main focus is helping small to medium-sized business with the internet marketing, and I leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a real simple thing to do. And guys, a lot of people don't think to do that with your friends, your family, your network, your colleagues, your peers, your neighbors, etc. And as a result of that, you might not be getting referrals like Johnny got with this particular case. So it sounds like the referral came from someone who knew that they were in the market. And that's actually a really great thing because a lot of times we reach out to people hoping they're in the market, but the timing might not be right. What was it that ultimately inspired them to do an appointment with you?
I asked for it.
You asked for it. What other questions did you ask them? What were they
I'm
looking to
sorry.
accomplish?
I called, I introduced myself to Jeff, and because, as you said, it was a warm referral, and it makes it so much easier when somebody says, you should talk to Johnny. Whether they know, what I do or not, it's coming from somebody that they trust, have some credibility with. So getting the appointment was a little bit easier than most. Jeff and I started talking. I first did go through the 15-minute consultation on the phone. And I think, I know that when you start asking the customer questions about what they want, they automatically feel comfortable with who they're talking to.
Right, because it's clear when you're asking questions about them that you're interested in them. So I definitely agree with that. So the 15-minute consult gets them thinking about themselves, it gets them inspired, and then you said something really powerful. I asked for it. That's another big dot that a lot of web center owners miss when they first get started is, they schedule that 15-minute consult, but then when it's all over, they've got a lot of great information. They've got someone that's excited, but you still have to ask for the appointment. And I think that's it's funny. It was short and sweet, but it's an important tip. Um, how did the appointment go once it was scheduled?
I've had nothing but, whether I haven't closed 100% of my deals, but working with the web specialist, the product specialist, setting that appointment, you just sit in you're sitting back and letting them do all the driving, and the customer was enamored by our platform. And if you have an educated consumer, when they see what we have, it's a no. It's just a slam dunk. It's when you don't have an educated consumer and they start saying, well, are you like Wix, or you like, GoDaddy, I can get it for free. I won't put them on a web call because they're not ready for it, and I don't feel that they're qualified. So I like to have customers who've had websites, who have worked with hosting companies or web designers in the past, and I do know enough about businesses that they're in pain, and most businesses, when I ask them, how's your website working for them, they usually look at you with a big groan and go, what's that? Because they dread calling their web developer to do anything to their website. So the call went very, very well. Jeff was very pleased. And I made sure that I followed up. I speak to a lot of people all over the country, and we're not the only ones in New York or in Kentucky or in California or in Chicago that have a hard time getting people on the phone. So I make it a point that throughout my meeting or conversation with somebody, I set an appointment saying that we're not going to be able to get through everything on this particular call. When are we going to be able to finish the next step? So I don't wait until my conversation or my appointment is over to set the appointment. I set the appointment very early on in my meeting with people, or somewhere where it's appropriate throughout, because it gets awkward when everything's all over. It's done, and the customer thinks it's done. But if you set up an appointment or you set up a time to call them, you don't feel uncomfortable following up.
Yep, that's
Following up
huge.
is not just saying, I'm going to call you 2 weeks from now to see what you thought. Follow up means you've already set the appointment and they expect you to call because you're a professional. And when you call, you don't feel uncomfortable because you've already set the appointment. Does
Right.
that make sense?
And how much follow-up did it require before this account was ready to actually purchase their website?
It was every bit of 6 weeks. He was busy running around, and he was looking and searching and comparing us to other platforms. I knew that. But when he was ready to move forward, there wasn't any price concessions made. In fact, I probably should have charged more money because he didn't say boo to the price we gave him when he was on the call.
Love that. And I think I know the answer to this, but can you tell everybody how they decided to design their website? Like, did they use the design center? Did they do it themselves?
Oh no, they used the design center. They went through the whole tutorial. They had a general idea of websites that they liked. I make sure I get that out of them in the very, very beginning, and I do prepare them for what's to come when they go through the process of starting to communicate with the designer. In the beginning, I was new and I didn't exactly know how it was going to work. Now I know to tell them that they're going to get an email and they need to follow that. And if they have any questions, that I'm available, or as you made it very clear, help them get used to calling 1-866-WEB-HELP to see the kind of support that they just
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a process. And listen, a lot of us are the same way. When we have clients, we like to be involved and help them and prepare them for as much as we can. And that's a good thing. I think that's part of what helps build strong rapport. So did this client purchase any additional digital marketing products and or lead to any other prospects for you yet? I know it's a fairly recently launched website, but I figured I'd ask you the question just in case.
no, but tonight's call and the information that you went over, and it's really business 101, especially this time of the year. It's the perfect time of the year. You don't need an excuse to call somebody and just thank them for being your customer and ask them how their product is working for them. And you just reminded me, I'm calling every one of my customers this week to say thank you for their business, see how what they're doing for the holiday season, have some small talk, and ask them if they're using the power of their platform and if they would like some more services available to them with our new SEO packages. They're not new, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So that tonight's that it's that time of the year. Call your customers, send a little thank you note. It's the season of thanking. So take advantage of it.
Awesome. And finally, again, I know this was recently launched, but is there any testimonial for this client yet? Is the website helped to improve their business at all?
He's verbally said it, but at Northeast Regional, I will tell you that I took away something. I'm going to go visit Jeff in particular from Wise Eyes with my video camera, and I'm going to start videoing my testimonials and put them on my recruiting website.
Yeah, man, for sure. For
I
sure.
mean, you know how tough sometimes it is to ask a customer to write a testimonial, or if you get them on the phone, you write it for them. But they love to see themselves in lights, and if you ask permission to have them say what they liked about the process, they like working with the MA Web Centers, and if the video looks good, I'm sure I'll get permission because everybody likes to be in lights.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you figuring it out and getting on the call tonight. That was really great. It's way cooler to hear it from you directly than to just read your responses. And so I know that a lot of people are inspired by you. Just the fact that you went and like I said in the intro today, the fact that you did so much in so little time, and you didn't wait for anything or the perfect storm or anything like that. You just did it. And as a result, you're helping small businesses, your web center business is exploding, and things are going great. So I really appreciate having you tonight. And stay engaged with everybody. I'm sure lots of people are going to be, asking you questions throughout the week now. Now that they know that you're one of them, you're somewhat of a rookie, but you're just the rookie of the year, I guess, right? So thanks again. And what we're going to do now is just continue on and do our shop.com awards and answer a few questions.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Sarah, for having me, and good luck to everybody, and happy holidays.
All right, you too. All right, so funny story, I forgot to write the list down. Can you tell that I'm online shopping? Oh, Lord. Okay, so I'm going to go to our group just to confirm that this list was correct because I had Ryan write the list for me while we were waiting, but I believe it was only a few, and I just wanted to make sure that that was accurate because we didn't want to leave anybody out. Okay, so he's got 4 names, and there are more than 4 names. So we're going to go 10 comments. What am I missing? Oh, 10 likes, 4 names. Good, we are correct. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do our shop.com winner of the week. All right, congratulations to April Marie Daniels. You are this week's Shop.com winner. And, again, everybody, I'll be posting the challenge of the week once this is all over. The session is over. I usually post it within 15 minutes. So just make sure that you go for the challenge and you just comment on that post so that you can be automatically entered to win a $20 Shop.com gift card as well. Remember, your Shop.com gift cards can be used at Shop.com Direct or at Marketplace or BNB or any of the One Card store purchases, which is really great for holiday shopping. And before I let everybody go, I do want to let everyone know, just as a little side note, a little holiday side note here. As you can see in mine, I've been doing a ton of online shopping today myself at Cyber Monday. And if you are like me and trying to fund your shopping annuity, I just want to remind everybody that not all partner stores are created equal. So you want to make sure that you're looking for the highest margin return on any of the spending that you're doing. So what that simply means is if there's a BV product, obviously start there. But if you're looking for products that we don't have BV for, like gifts or toys or cologne or electronics or anything like that, always go direct first. Our direct stores and our marketplace has all kinds of categories of items, and they give anywhere from 5 to 20% IBV, which is a lot better than, say, a Target that's only 1% IBV. So I did that first. I started there, and now I'm going to and branching out to some of the other partner stores, and of course, choosing the highest IBV and highest cashback to fund my shopping annuity with. So I know that's not Web Center related, just wanted to throw it out there because if you're like any of us that are, serious in the business and all about the shopping annuity, you're probably doing a lot of online shopping this week. And so I just wanted to let you know about that. All right, guys, make it a great week. If you have any questions, of course, post it in the Facebook group and we will be sure to answer them right away. All right, take care.